Hi everybody, Jo here again. Thanks so much for popping in. I do hope you enjoyed all the videos and the content that we had this weekend at our wonderful extravaganza. I hope you joined in, and remember, the videos will be saved, they'll be here. So maybe if you didn't get a chance, say you were busy, you were working, you were with family, I hope you get a chance to just have a little bit of a catch up. And to those of you that came down to the Dreamatorium, it was wonderful to spend time with you. So many lovely, lovely crafters. But it's nice that we can do the online content as well for those of you that can't, fly in. So today I thought I'd come in with a little piece using a couple of our new stamps, the shelves. Now I am going to mix some of all our older stamps as well. You know me, I like to mix the new and the older. But what I think is with these shelves, we've got so many options. And once again, I love to give you options, get those crafty juices flowing. Now, for me, I've gone for fairy shelves. I thought because we've had, a weekend with fairies, I thought I'd go for fairy bookshelves. But we've got animals we could have on our bookshelves. We could have music. Are you into music? You've got your music notes. They could be books on music. We've got so many things. Obviously, we've got the magical, the books. We could have our lovely potions, our cauldron, our bubbles. Again, just think you can turn these bookshelves into whatever sort of topic you want. I had to have one of the new fledglings on, but then I brought in some older creatures, and this little spider's off the bug set. So if you're somebody that doesn't like spiders, maybe look away for that little bit. But like I say, for me, I'm thinking, what sorts of books are you going to put on your shelves? Are they going to be cookery books? As I say, are they going to be books with spells in? I just love the fact that your mind will start wandering and look through your stamps, see what you've got. So I'm going to pop this here, and I'm going to start with a piece of our multifarious card, and this is the A5 size. And because I'm going to start with my stamping, you know me, I need my trusty copy of paper. And today I'm just going to stamp in the Versafine Clair, the Nocturne. I'm going to keep the stamping very monochromatic. So there's a larger and a smaller bookshelf. So I'm going to stamp the larger one in the middle first. Now these do look fabulous. If you want to do a vintage card, use the pine cone, the brown. They look fabulous in that. So I'm just going to put this one sort of in the middle-ish there. Ish. It's a handcrafted design, so it's okay to have ish. And then the smaller one. I don't want it to be too perfect, do I? Because it looked like a machine's made it then. And that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. So this one I'm sort of going to put over here. Now I've just gone for 3 because I like an odd number, and 3 works well. But you could have so many. This one I'm going to put in sort of the middle here. Now I was tempted, I could have put it here and we could have followed that diagonal. I could have put it here. We could have had 3 in a row. You could have 5. Oh, again, as many as you wish. The options are there. Now what I did first was I looked through my fairy stamps, and I've got so many lovely fairies that are seating. The first one I went was for Everlee, and I love the way she's just going to sit on the edge of my shelf. So again, it's a great time to look through. I mean, to be honest, I was spoilt for choice. There were so many different ones I could use. Now again, my head might just come over because I just want to pop her on the edge of that shelf there. Now it might be you want to make a smaller card. I know a lot of you are into your smaller cards and you just want one shelf. Now it could be you had Everlee here and she could be looking up at maybe one of the fairy charms hanging down. As I say, so many options. Now the other one I've gone for is Nia, and I want to pop her on the lower shelf here. because she's sort of on her back toes and she's sort of like leaning up. So I'm going to put her just, again, my head might come over just while I place her. Now, her arms are open, and again, I was looking through my stamps thinking, what am I going to place? And in the gorgeous miniature books, there's a single book. So I must admit, I stamped her on copy of paper just to see if I could stamp the book in her arms. And you can, look, if you just pop it there. But if I'm not sure how these things are going to work, like I say, I just have a little play on my copy of paper first. Now, on the set of miniatures, there's a set of 3 here. So I'm going to stamp those, because after all, these are my bookshelves. I mean, these could just be, you could put your herbs. We're going to add one of, we're going to put, I think it's sage in a pot on here. But you could just put your plants on them. You know, if you're going to make this for somebody who loves gardening, there could be shelves just with plants on. Now, there's another little set of books. And these I'm going to put on the side on the top shelf. Now, I do smile to myself when I say top shelf, because I don't know about you, I'm one of those, shall we say, smaller people. And when I want things at the supermarket or in certain shops, do you know, if they're on the top shelf, I can't reach. And yes, before now, I have had to ask a gentleman to reach something down for me. So I've got to make sure this top shelf isn't too high. And I just think it's nice to have books on the side as well as just stood up. And that gives me a perfect place to put Dana. And she's here. She's got a lovely lamp. So she's shining the light at the top. Now, we have got our Christopher Caterpillar. Now, you could have him as a bookworm. So you could have the books. I will just put her there. Like I say, your mind will, once you start using them, like me, your mind will just keep wandering. Now, we've got another book. And again, I'm just going to put this one on its side. Just got a bit of ink on there. So I'm just doing all my stamping to start off with. And this is the one that I'm going to place that little spider on. So if you're not good with spiders, as I say, do look away now. And again, I'm just going to pop that. There we go. And it's just great fun looking through all your lovely stamps and seeing which ones you're going to use. So in with, I'm sure this is sage in a pot. And for me, just looking through stamps, if I'm not sure what to do, just looking through stamps gives me a bit of an idea and a reminder of what I've got. So got a little space here. So I'm going to bring in one of the little fledglings, and these are absolutely gorgeous. And again, it's just about building up the design. And you know, the beauty of this, I think you could batch card make this, but put something different on each one. We'll pop the fledgling just on the edge of the shelf there. And then last little bit, I just want to keep this design, just something here. So what I've gone for is, and I think this one's Rosemary. And we're just going to add a little bit of trailing herbs just off this shelf here. Now, I don't want the stem on this, so I'm just going to take the ink off the stem. And we'll just put a little bit there. And the same again, I'm just going to wipe with my Inky Binky, just so it looks like it's trailing down And I just like that shape. We'll just have a little bit of first and second generation. And maybe one more. I don't want to overcook it. Just that nice shape. So that's all the inking. Now we have got various sizes of the books, so do check those out. As I say, there are so many different stamps you can use on these shelves. I can't wait to see what you do. I just think they're going to be so useful. And I know quite a few of you keep asking for ideas for men's designs, you know, for cards. Well, bookshelves, you know, great idea. Now what I want to do is I want to add a little bit of something around that. So I'm going to come in with our lovely stencil, and this one's called Red Bricks, just so our shelves are on the wall. And in the background I'm going to use 3 colours of the Elements ink, the soft Cygnet, the Sahara and the Henna. So what I tend to do is take the lids off them all to start off with, and my soft Cygnet's new, so I am conscious it's a very juicy ink colour. And I just want to pop my stencil, just so that it's straight. I'm just going to hold it in place, ink up and blend in the lid. And I'm using a larger brush for my main colour, which is the soft Cygnet, and I'm just very gently going to add a little bit. And I'm just going around the design. Obviously you can see your stamping through the stencil. So I just want to add that sort of ink in the background. But just around, just to sort of highlight. And if I'm not sure how it looks, look, I can lift it up. Right, I need a little bit there. And then what I can do is I want to come in with some darker colour. So I'm going down to my smaller brush, and that's my number 3. And I'm just going to add in various places, just so I've got different colour tones. And when you do this, it sort of looks a bit, you're thinking, I don't know if I like that. But when you lift it up, look, those different colour tones. So let's just have a little bit intense colour there. And a little bit up here. And then finally, again, a small brushing into the darker colour. So this is the brown, the Henna, did I say? Yes. And what I'm thinking is this looks really nice. If we put it under the bookshelf, it sort of adds to that shade. And it'll just instantly give you depth in your design. But also just a few other places, just so we've got a variety of tones. And it's those different colour tones. I mean, often when you look at even houses that are built out of bricks, when you look, they're not one definite colour. And when you're happy, take that away and look at that. And I love those different colour tones. So we'll pop the lids on those. And again, the stencil I'm going to put on one side. Give that a spritz and add that to my journal. So just going to add a little bit of colour now. And I've got my lovely Modulars pencils. And I know you'll want to know what numbers. So we've got number 2, number 5, 18, 170, 30, 35 and 23. And again, I'm just, first of all, we'll go to the shelves. And I'm just going to add, you know me, we're going for some lovely speedy colouring. And I'll do the pot while I'm here and the shelf. And again on here. And then just to add a nice tone to that, I'm going to come in with a black and just add some shade at the base. Just, I find it works really well. Just to give that bit of shade. You can use various colours of brown if you want. I'm just going for a brown and a black. And then I'm going to add some colour to the fairies' wings. And I'll start with some red. And we'll have some orange. And again, I find the red and orange works really well with the brown tones of the shelves. And while I've got the red and orange, it's nice just to colour a couple of the books so that I know those colour tones will all work well together. So we'll add a little bit of orange on my terracotta pot here. And maybe let's have a red book in here. And it's just a way of keeping all these colours. So I'll come in, we'll have some blue wings up here. And then let's have a book in blue. And it just, you get that lovely cohesive design because we're not going to use too many different colours. And then maybe one more, maybe blue there. And maybe let's come in here, we'll use the blue. And then if I come in with a yellow, where it blends, we'll get lovely green tones. So then we could have some yellow, and let's bring in a green, the Book of Apothecary. And we'll just add some green on our lovely herbs. I think she's learning how to, what to make with these lovely herbs. Let's have some green up here. And then we just want that lovely yellow on the lamp, that lovely glow. And then, as always, I'm just going to come in with my clear Wink of Stella, and I'm just going to blend those lovely pens. So I've gone into the green first. So I'll do all the books that are using the green, then just clean, and then I'll go into the blue. Again, we've got blue there, her wings, and it just blends but also adds that lovely glitter. And I'm just working my way around the colours and just giving the edge, the little brush, as always, a little clean on here, look, because it gets a little bit of colour, just a little. Got another red book there. And then let's come in and just add a little bit on the shelves and the pot. And it just gives me that lovely sparkle. Just clean the nib so that's ready for next time. Couple of highlights, so our lovely soft pastel pencil, just some white. I'm not going to overdo it with the highlights, just a couple, little bit on her hair, and just to give a little bit of shape, look, on her arm. And then again here, headdress, little bit of shape. Just some highlights on the lovely leaves here. Again, now you can use a gel pen for this if you like. I'm just going with my pastel pencil. Oh, put a little bit on our lovely spider. He needs a bit of a highlight, doesn't he? And then really it's just about finishing off now. So what I'm going to do is, I've got the lovely the Cygnet, the Uniball pens, and this is gold. And just to emphasise that, I think we've got gilding on this lovely journal, and we'll just add a little bit on here. We want a little bit of sparkle, I think. Down the pot, have a little bit in the lamp, and a little bit on this book. I love gold gilding on books. And then with our Posca, let's just add some lovely little, got some lovely flowers just on my herbs here. And this is a magical herb, so if this herb, is it dill? If no, rosemary, is it? If this doesn't have flowers, it does now, because it's a magical one. And then what I was doing, I went to my lovely sentiment stickers and had a look, and I couldn't resist how these words I thought were fabulous. I mean, look up. I thought look up worked so well. She's looking up. I think she might be thinking, that spider's going to get you. Shall I get it with the book? But obviously fairies wouldn't do that because we don't harm spiders, do we? Or we've got lullaby. Is it bedtime? Keep moving forward. We've got so many we could use. Express yourself. But I'm going for put your feet up, because I think our fairies, it's the end of the day and they're going, yes, we've had a hard day. Let's put your feet up. Look up, and we should all look up. And the most important one, unwind. And I'm just going to put the 3. And then just with my black fine liner pen. Now, often you'll see me go all the way around. On these, I'm just going to go below and to the right. Almost just adds that little bit of shade. And also it's just a bit different. It's nice to do something a bit different. So I'm just not doing the same thing every time. Now, again, this would look lovely if you wanted to add some glitter. But I think we've got our lovely shelves there. But for me, the most important thing is if I've had so much fun looking through my stamps and deciding exactly which stamps I'm going to use and who's going to be sitting on my shelves. So I can't wait to see what combinations you use on your shelves, because I think there are just literally hundreds, and I know you're going to have a great time. So as always, thanks for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day. You take care. Look after yourselves and each other. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.